defense in the league, and Rudy Gobert won Defensive Player of the Year. Playing in a conference that top to bottom improved over the summer, how much better can the Jazz get? Playing Jazz and only Jazz. For the next 30 minutes, it's NBA TV's Jazz Team Preview, and it starts right now. Ten points on the season ahead for the Utah Jazz. And who better in studio to talk about the defensive-minded squad than the great defender himself from the 90s, Derek Harper, with us here. We've got the NBA champ, Steve Smith. I'm Jared Greenberg. 30 minutes, all about the Utah Jazz. In a bit, we'll discuss the steal of the 2018 draft. First, point number one. Guys, coming off of a devastating summer where the Jazz lost Gordon Hayward in free agency, Utah won 48 games, got up to the 5th spot in the West, bringing back virtually their entire squad. Can this team crack the top 4, Smitty, and become a team that gets home court advantage of the first round of the Western Conference?
You know, I think they have an extreme amount of talent, especially young guys when you get experience, Harp, and, as you know, in the playoffs. The only thing is, nothing against the Utah Jazz. I still have them 5th because of LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers added to the Western Conference. I have them as the 4th seed, but I think it'll be a very close race. I like the way those young guys play. You usually don't have a young team that was so defensive-minded for young guys, so they got out there defensively, but I still didn't have them as a 5th seed.
Harp, though, you're talking about a Laker team who certainly has LeBron, and we know he's still the greatest player in the world, but they got a lot to figure out. The Jazz know who they are. A lot of
unproven guys, and I would agree with you that they got a lot to figure out in Los Angeles, But when you talk about the Jazz, I think, number one, you have to go right to their defense. They held teams to just 99 points last season, and that's pretty darn good on the defensive end. But I think a lot of it rides on Mitchell, who was sensational last year. They're good defensively. You're talking about the best defensive player in the league in Gobert last year, as you watch him operate a little bit, blocking shots and policing that paint. But in order for them to do it, they're going to have to get more production from their role players. And I think there'll be that'll give them a chance to do what they need to do.
Smitty, when we talk about the Jazz cracking the top 4, you got to talk about the coach, Quinn Snyder, who
underrated.
Second in Coach of the Year voting last year behind Dwayne Casey. But he seems to be a master tactician, getting the most out of what he has.
He does a great job, and I think when you have trust, anytime as an NBA coach, you can have that trust and also the intelligence and the high basketball IQ. He's been around, and he puts guys in great positions to be very good. And what I love about him, he's not asking guys to be more than what they are capable right now. And he's not afraid to go use that bench. A lot of coaches right there, they stick with that 7 or 8 Harp.
Yep.
He will stretch it and find whatever the best combination for that game, and he goes with it.
Well, guys have to buy in. You know, they have to believe in the system. I think that's the one thing that Utah
Beautiful. Staples Center, home of the Lakers. It's time to come on inside again. Just a few moments ago, your Lakers for yet another preseason game, and LeBron James, and we will see him. How did the referees call the off-ball fouls last game in relation to the first one down in San Diego?
The first one, they had a lot of off-the-ball fouls. The second game, they still had some, but not as many as game 1. So it's something that we're going to have to discuss with the officials if they're really making a point of checking that out.
It's a very big point of contention. In fact, the coaches, Luke Walton, mentioned it in his pregame chat with the media. You've got to work through it. You got to see what the officials are actually doing away from the basketball this year.
Well, they want more freedom of movement. So when players start cutting to the basket, they're just not letting you body check them or hold them at all.
Heel from distance, and down it goes for 3.
That's what he's out there for.
Yeah, he's got to be that guy. He's got to be one of their top scorers. Brandon, good ball fake. Here he goes! Look out!
Well, nice job of showing the three-point shot. But when they ran him off of it, nobody got it in his path.
Kuzma helped make that play happen. 2 minutes in. Cauley-Stein back to heel, looking for 2 in a row. Going to come up short. JaVale McGee has been active at both ends. Had 5 blocks the other night. against his former team, Denver. Here comes Kuz. Down the middle he goes. Count if it goes, and it doesn't. And he'll go to the line and shoot free throws.
Can't emphasize enough how much easier it is for you to get to the basket. We get another look at that last play by Brandon Ingram. But when you have the threat of the outside shot and players are always running at you or playing you tight, so much easier to get to the paint off the dribble. So fundamental, the one fundamental that is really important, especially now, is the ability to shoot the ball.
And Kyle Kuzma showed us the ability to shoot the ball last year, tying for team lead in scoring, 16.1 per game. Hasn't shot it well so far. This Sacramento trying to, we got another foul, so just a bunch of whistles here in the first couple of minutes.
This one's on LeBron off the ball, so he set a illegal screen.
Both these teams hungry to get back in the playoffs. It's been a long drought for Sacramento. 12 straight seasons missing the playoffs. Lakers 5 in a row. Everybody thinks they're going to get back to the promised land this year. Here's Fox again. Gets to the basket so well. 5th last year in assists for rookies. Emisión puts it up, and he's going to get fouled, and he'll go to the line and shoot a couple.
A lot of whistles to start this game.
Too many.
We played 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and there's been way too many whistles in that span.
Skal in his 3rd year will be shooting free throws. Well, Laker fans, tickets just released. You have 2 chances to see LeBron and the Lakers in action in Anaheim this Saturday, October the 6th, and in Vegas on October the 10th. Tickets are limited. Get them now at Lakers.com. We expect a huge crowd on Saturday, and especially next week in Vegas. Man, that place is going to be on fire when it